I might kill my Roy. Not the best idea. Ross and Robert are next. How'd I get here? Anyway. I don't know what the point of that even was, but I don't even know how to start these anymore. Anyway. Everyone in their places and are geared up? You asked through a walkie-talkie. Yes. The dreaded day had arrived. You three were currently geared up outside the mansion. You planned it safely and smoothly. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Just get the boys out and inform the police as well. You were currently looking for a roof opening, which you conveniently found. You open it to see a strange symbol written on the floor, probably for the sacrifice. Alright, guys. Police are called, correct? They'll be here on time, correct? You asked. Yes and yes, V replied. Excellent. Sorry, I'm just really excited. That's why I'm stuttering a lot. A few minutes later, the Red Hood figures walked in holding the two tied-up boys. Everything was going according to plan. Or so V and Roy thought, so we created an extra part of the plan they were unaware of. Hey, I love you guys, you said into the walkie-talkie. Don't act like you're gonna die, stupid, V whispered out into the walkie-talkie. You chuckled lightly. If I do, I'll come back anyways. I'm going in, you sighed. You tied a rope to a part of the roof securely. You then jumped down into the old mansion quietly. You landed just above the cultist, still holding onto the rope, praying you wouldn't lose grip and fall. The cultists didn't seem to notice, but you did take note of the familiar necklaces they wore. Why were they familiar? Well, flashback. This is a really dumb idea. Breaking into the police station is not a thing you can get away with, you whispered as you two snuck through the halls. Okay, no, that wasn't a whisper, but, we snuck out, we can sneak in, you firmly stated. But this time they're on the look for us. The CPS obviously is aware of us not being picked up. That means the police know too, he argued. Trust me, we're fine. Plus the officers are out for donuts right now. I peeked at the schedule. What? They left this place unattended? V gasped, baffled. For the most part, yeah. And it appears the only officer here is passed out. Did you... What? No, he fell asleep on his own, you glared. Right. Whatever. We're here. Look for the files under letter C. There's gotta be something on cultists. You sighed. You both searched until you eventually found the file. Got it, let's go! You whispered to V. You then went into the security camera room with the sleeping officer and quickly cut out the footage. Thank you, YouTube. After going through the file, we found a Ziploc bag with a necklace attached to the file of a man known as Bob Velseb. He must be affiliated with the cult. He found more notes and files on the known cultists, as well as the strange necklace. It apparently can regenerate the body. Although in John's theory, depending on the damage, it'll take longer to revive if it's bigger damage to the corpse. You grab the necklace and put it on. This could be useful. Back to present. The cultists threw the boys onto what you believe to be is a sacrifice circle. The boys noticed you and their eyes widened. Okay. Such a shame we have to do a sacrifice off schedule. It would have been better to wait, but we can't have two outsiders running around that know about us, one of them said, stepping forward. You heard a ripping noise and realized the rope was tearing. The cultist paused, then looked up. You jumped down and held a gun. Watch it! I'll shoot! I got loads of ammo and just enough. I'll leave you dead for some time, you glared. Oh, sometime, you say? I'm assuming you're referring to these? The hood figure chuckled, holding up their necklace. That's right, I know. And with enough shoots, you'll be dead until the coppers come, he smirked. Is that so? Did you even stop to think we had guns too? What? Thought we'd only stick to daggers? No, kid. Those are only for the sacrifice. And unlucky for you, you'll just drop dead. they stated as you felt a glare radiating off them. Funny you say that, actually. I've got one too. You revealed a necklace after slightly unzipping a jacket you wore. So what? We just shoot you in. You cut them off. That's not all. I've got one more thing up my sleeve. You chuckled, fully unzipping your jacket. What was under you, may I ask? Tori decided to tie a fucking bomb to their chest. That's fucking right. They wanted to test a theory. How would the body react after being blown up while wearing the pendant? The pendants wouldn't be attached to the body at that point, so who knows? What the fuck? The hood figure jumped back in surprise, their hood falling off to reveal the one and only Merritt Evermore. You smiled. What the hell? You heard V and Roy shout. Listen, kid, we don't know what would happen if we happened to blow up. You might not survive either, the other mayor glared. Oh, give me a break. If it means this is all over, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. Now the rest of you can take off your hoods now. I'm well aware of who most of you are. You rolled your eyes. They did. Obviously your parents and Roy's parents and a few people you've seen before. Okay, the amount of typos in here is driving me insane. What about your dumb friends? Your father yelled. That's the thing. The spawn has been messed with just a little, so I can activate this if I want. Or we have 40 minutes. So I suggest untying my friends and letting them go, or I'll set this bomb off, you semi-bluffed. You, of course, wouldn't let your friends die, but they didn't know that. Oh, and don't think about escaping. I've counted you all at the chapel, counting the ones chasing us, and you're all here. And even if one of you is gone from this room, I'll set this Haha, funny. Okay, if y'all still want to watch my videos, then this is something you'll get used to me doing. And, there's no need to make fun of something that's different, okay? Because I know that there's going to be that one comment who's like, ha 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 ha. Shut up. Okay. I'll set this bomb off, you hear? Also, drop all weapons and kick them to me, you threatened. Fine, Evermore glared. With a snap of his fingers, two men untied the boys and the cultists handed their weapons. The possibility of this being the necklace's only weakness was a chance you weren't willing to take. Go outside and take V and Roy. I'll stall them until the cops come, you mumbled. They nodded, running out. Now it was just you and the dickwads of this town. This is a stupid plan, you know. What do you even plan to do now? Have chit-chat until we starve to death? Carmen, Roy's mom, asked with a scoff. That's for me to know and for you to find out, you smiled. The group grumbled. Look, sweetie, I love you and I want what's best for you. And that will be joining us. If we keep things up, we can become some of the best powerful beings in the universe. Your mom smiled. That's right. We'll even let your plebeian friends join us just for you. Carmen put on a sickening smile as well. Listen, Tori, I've told you before, some people are just meant to be on bottom. But us, we were meant to be on top. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. We wield the fucking eyes of the universe. We made a blood oath. And soon enough, you can too. Your father laughed. Eyes of the what? You really don't understand, do you? Evermore sighed. You shook your head. Well, at a young age, I was granted the glory to be met upon the eyes of the universe. And oh, what a beautiful creature it was. It gifted me the ability to see things, feel things no human has before. With further research, I found out I was chosen for glory. I gathered a following of amazing future leaders. Our prophecy is clear. We are meant to be the successors of the eyes. In time, we will find the 8 child sacrifices of this town, each a branch of the eye's glory. So we have our eyes on them already. It's all in time. So please, dear Tori, If you join us, you'll be granted unimaginable power, Evermore grinned. You paused, and from the corner of your eye, faint blue and red lights flashed. You sighed. I only have one thing to say, you mumbled. Oh, sorry. And what might that be? Evermore straightened his posture with a smile. Go to fucking hell. Cops burst through the door, screaming at the cultists to put their hands up. You stood there with a satisfied grin. John pulled you aside as the cops had the cultists surrounded. You alright, John? The pendants do grant invincibility, but they seem to be scared of this. To take your file and this bomb. You'll need it. You smiled and then walked off. John and Jack stood there baffled. How the fuck did a child obtain a possession of an explosive? And how did they get the file? Some cop is gonna get fired today if a child can sneak into the police station undetected. A day later. Many locals of this town, including Mayor Evermore, have been found guilty of being active in a murderous cult. The court will be deciding what punishment they'll be giving an account to multiple murders and kidnappings of children. And we'll keep you posted. For now, let's take a look at our local high school heroes that helped capture these true monsters. The local reporter smiled on the television screen. That's my best TV voice. Tori, V, and Roy stayed the night at the police station as it was quite late and they had nowhere to go. Tori, Violet, your aunt is on her way to pick you up. As for Reynold, Child Protective Services will help you get the paperwork you need to transfer you to a nice orphanage, John told the three. What? V and Tori shouted. Yeah, Roy looked down. But you can't. Tori began to tear up. They might not see him for a while, or even ever again. Sorry, kid, but Reynold here has no living relatives fit to become his parents, nor want to keep him. So he'll be off to... What if we can find someone to adopt him? You shouted. Well, I suppose. Perfect! The three sat in sad silence after that encounter. Roy was tearing up and Tori hugged him. Don't worry, Roy. We've got this. Okay, I think I might be able to fit the last chapter in here. Okay, last chapter. It's been about 2 months since the cult incident. Many have moved on and pretended it never happened, while some create theories on if they'll ever return. Much has changed since then as well. For starters, a new and better mayor has been put into office. John and Jack got the recognition that they deserved as well. The Hats game became a bit nicer and stopped bullying Skid and Pump. Speaking of them, Tori and V became a part of it, and they all go into a fun little thing called therapy. But onto the more important updates. You're probably wondering one big thing. What the hell happened with Roy? Well, as you know, Tori and V moved in with their aunt, but their aunt gained custody of the mansion until the twins are of legal age, so they decided to move there. But the Bolton family is quite wealthy, as you know, and that is not limited to the twins' parents. The twins' parents and grandparents, aunts and uncles are also wealthy. But wealthy people make wealthy friends, and their aunt just so happened to have a friend who has been wanting to start a new life and adopt a kid. So with a bunch of cash and the great power of the author, the aunt's friend adopted Roy and bought his mansion. The Hats gang's lives were finally back to normal. Kind of. They obviously grew as people and things aren't fully the same because of that. After getting their life sorted out, Roy thought it was finally time to ask Tori on their first date. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The past 2 months had obviously been stressful, so they never got to go on a date. But they did become an actual couple. Oh my god. So with the help of the Hats gang, he created the perfect date for them. Close your eyes, Roy shouted. Okay. Tori said if their eyes were open, they'd be rolling them. Where the hell are we going anyways? You'll see. You chuckled. After a bit of walking, you were allowed to uncover your eyes. You were at your favorite restaurant that happens to be right next to an arcade. I'm terrible at dates, so... Oh, you cut the boy off. It's perfect, you smiled. He smiled back. You guys ate and spent the rest of the day at the arcade. He even got you a circus baby plushie that they just so happened to have at the prize area. Although he paid the employee for a few hundreds for it since he was terrible at the games and didn't win enough tickets. After the amazing day, you came home and ate dinner with your family. I heard about your little date. How was it? Your aunt asked at the dinner table. Amazing! He won me this. You held the prize up and continued to rant about your amazing day. That's great! But I have some news that I don't know how you'd respond to, your aunt sighed. Your smile faded. What is it? You asked. It's, your father. The person called and said he requested for you to come and talk to him. Just you. But it'll be behind a barrier and there'll be security around you, so, yeah, I don't know. You thought for a moment. Should you go? Your curiosity was growing, so you accepted the offer. You'd be driven there tomorrow. Your curiosity will be the death of you one day. The next day. You arrived at the high-security prison your father was being held at and hesitantly walked through the front door. You were soon escorted to the visiting room. You saw your father, and God was he a mess. You were honestly surprised he was even alive. People kill people like him in prison. He did murder kids after all. You sat down at the seat, and in front of you he looked up with that familiar sickening smile that made your stomach turn. You shakily picked up the phone to your right. Hello, my little princess, your father smiled. Hello, Dad, he said into the phone. Oh, come on now. I'm still the father you know, he chuckled. Not anymore. Now cut the shit. Why am I here? You glared. He simply laughed. Your glare got more intense. All right. I just wanted to catch up with my kid. Is that too much to ask for? He smiled. Well, let's think here. I mean, I did watch a murder you helped commit. You kidnapped it and tried to kill my friends and put all of us in danger for your shitty cult. But I'm doing oh so great, you sarcastically replied. Your father remained silent. Well, I have no more to say. I should get going now. I have a life and shouldn't be wasting it on fuckers like you, you smiled. Fine, but one more thing, Tori. Your father's maniacal demeanor changed to an intense one. We will come back. This isn't the last of us, you hear? We'll be back with more power. He began to yell, and he swore, his eyes held a tint of glowing cyan in his iris. The eyes of the universe is on our side. You will all die. We will rule. It's our destiny. He was knocked out by a cop and dragged to the back. You stepped back with fear written all over you. Could he be right? Will they actually come back? Why were his eyes growing a cyan color? Who the hell is this eyes of the universe? The answers were unknowingly close. But it was all in time, and one day, your destiny will be fulfilled. Oh my god. That's how it ends? What do you mean I finished reading? Where's chapter 2? So that's the end of the video, I guess. I generally didn't expect it to end like that, but, if you like cliffhangers, good for you, I guess. Like, as I'm making this, I think I need to seriously chill out with all the, spooky month stuff I've been doing lately. And, I'll try and find the next part to this if Kenny ever created it yet, but it won't be as soon as you think. I generally don't know what to say. I genuinely thought that was going to be a happy ending. I was not expecting that at all. I didn't mean to end this video on a more serious note. I seriously thought it was going to be another happy ending, but it's Eyes of the Universe, so you can't truly predict where it's going to go from there. I'll see you in the next video, I guess. I don't really know what more to say.